tum vero suo more victoriam conclamant, atque ululatum talunt, impetuque in nostros facto ordines perturbant. So let's look at the structure first. Okay, tum, vero, adverbial. Suo more looks like the same case, noun adjective pair. And then let's see, we've got victoriam, which is probably accusative. So that looks like the main part of something. And then conclamant, which is a main verb. So right away, we've got a pretty simple kernel. We've got subject, verb, direct object. Woohoo! When's the last time we saw anything that easy at the beginning of a sentence? Notice the subject of this is the enemy attacking the Romans. They're the ones who are doing this. Now, it's kind of dirty pool because it's gapped. That is, we haven't really seen these guys as a subject of a sentence recently, but everybody mentioned in the previous passage is either dead or singular, so this is probably the enemy. Okay, keep going. Atque, so the enemy, apparently they did this, and with the atque, we're assuming they're going to do something else. Look, another accusative, and then a verb. Wow, so Caesar just gave us two simple clauses. Subject, verb, direct object, and subject, verb, direct object. So the enemy did these two things. Impetuque, another connector. This is ablative, so he's changing something here. And nostros, okay, that looks to me like a prepositional phrase, so I'm going to highlight it. Remember, Caesar uses the phrase ours to refer to our guys, i.e. the Roman soldiers. So impetu, ablative, prepositional phrase, facto, we had an ablative over here and an ablative over here. I wonder if this could be an ablative absolute. So we're going to mark off this ablative absolute. So basically, we have an ablative absolute with a prepositional phrase inside it. You can handle that. Let's see, how do we translate ablative absolute? With noun, participle, with an attack having been made. Oh, on whom? On our guys. Go figure. Prepositional phrase inside the ablative absolute. So we'll keep going, and then, oh look, Caesar does it again. He gives us a direct object and a main verb. So the bad guys did this, and they did this. Then he gives us a little participial clause, and then they do this. Notice Caesar gives us a list of three things, and he kind of tells us the last thing is coming up by introducing this ablative absolute to make it more interesting. A list of three with a little bit of a twist on the third one, so it's not so boring to read. So again, you can go pull out your dictionaries if you're really stuck on the vocab, but it's pretty simple structure. Ibi Lucius cata pugnans interficator cum maxima parte militum. Okay, again, we're going for structure before we try to do vocab. Ibi, boring adverb, meaning there. Lucius cata looks nominative to me. Pugnans, okay, so we seem to have a subject here. We're going to highlight that. Pugnans, of course, is a participle modifying kata, but that is so Latin 1 present active participle. Oh, interficator. Uh-oh, not looking good for Lucius cata. So, again, Caesar's given us a pretty simple structure. We have a subject and then a verb right away. Thanks, Caesar. Cum maxima parte. Oh, prepositional phrase. You recognize that right away. We've got the word cum, which takes an ablative. We have the ablative adjective and the noun, that's the object. And then militum goes with it because that's a genitive noun modifying the part. Oh, do we need a moment of silence here? Hold on a second. Okay, now that we've had our moment of silence for the dead Romans, we can keep going. Reliqui se in castra recipiunt, unde erant aggressi. Okay, we've got reliqui, which looks nominative right away, and then we have se, which looks accusative, so it's making me suspicious. Nominative accusative. Is he introducing an indirect statement, or is he just giving us another simple sentence? We'll have to keep going. Oh, in castra, prepositional phrase. That's so old news by now. And then recipiunt. Hey, that's actually pretty simple. So we have, just for clarification, we've got a subject and a direct object and a main verb. Now notice this whole thing Se recipiunt, that's the Romans' way of saying to retreat. The literal translation is they carried themselves, which is kind of the way of saying retreat because you run away. Unde, oh, that is a clause marker. From where? And then it ends here. From where? Erant aggressi. Notice aggressi is a deponent verb, so this form is the pluperfect. It would be passive if it were regular, but since it's deponent, it just looks passive. So this is a pluperfect tense. Let's see, how's it go? The rest of the guys, i.e. the ones who weren't killed, carried themselves into the camps from where they had come out.